Hardesty here for Hardesty Remodeling and Repair. I'm replacing the fan motor on a Coleman Mach air conditioner on a Keystone Impact 386, a 2014 model. The bearings went out in it, and so got everything pulled out last week, but I'm replacing that motor. I'll put the links for the parts that I ordered. Ordered the motor from Amazon, and the wiring's right. Everything else is exactly what came off, so going back with the right parts. So now we just got to get it all back together. Now, one thing that I've read talking about the reviews on the motor, the one that I ordered, is that the bolt pattern for the plate that goes into the back side of the unit, the bolt pattern was wrong. But that's not the case here. It actually lines up perfectly. So I'm real excited to have that. Now, one thing on the inside of the unit, when you open up the filter housing and look up inside of it, those coils in there, or the coil fins, get really nasty, and I didn't realize how bad mine was till I took it apart. So I'll show you a picture of the before and after, but make sure you get that cleaned maybe twice a year. Now you can see the buildup that's in there on those coil fins, really bad, but then cleaned up really nice, and I added a little extra insulation to it. All right, before we put this in, take note of one thing on the motor. At the very bottom, there's a post sticking out right there. That post goes in a little bracket that keeps it stable on the bottom of it. So whenever we put that in, I'll show you that. Make sure that goes down. Now, before you get everything put in, go ahead and set that fan inside here. That way you can get it in after, because you won't be able to if you put everything else in first. Alrighty, I've got my post down. We're going to put it in at an angle like this. Be careful of your coils on the inside where the fan goes. We'll get that right in there. I've got enough room on these outside two holes to put a screw with a drill, but I'm gonna use a screwdriver for this first one. That way it is locked into place, and then I'll adjust my bracket at the bottom to make sure I've got enough room for that. So that just slides right over that. Excellent. So that'll keep it from moving until I get everything set in place. All right, now that everything else is installed there, we can find the flat spot on our fan, get this adjusted into where we need it. Then we can tighten down our bolt on there, and then we'll wire it up. Now, I used insulated terminals for rewiring this together. I'm going to tape these ones that are bare metal here. I have the power off too, just so you know. Be careful with these, but I'm going to tape those up just so that they're well insulated and don't touch anything. I'm going to put another zip tie to keep it from moving there. I think everything is nice and clean. I've got any bare terminal ends taped off. Got everything in place where it should be solid and not move. We are ready to turn her on. We'll make sure she's good to go. Double check all your parts to make sure everything's tight and snug. But other than that, I think we're in good shape. Well, it's running perfectly. Our Freon line is cold, and this new motor is quiet, especially compared to the one that came out of here. It's always been a little bit louder, but we're working. I am so happy. Been with that that AC for about a week, but all the parts are correct and we're in good shape. I'm going to put the cover back on it. Well, if your bearings are going out in your motor and it's just getting louder and louder, it's worth the $170 to go ahead and replace that motor. Before, if I had taken a video in this bedroom, the background noise would have been so much that you wouldn't have been able to hear me clearly. So this was a win. So I'm excited about this. Parts, all in all, about $200. The motor, $170, and the new blower cage, about $30. That one I didn't need, but now I know, according to my other video, that you'll see that there's a notch in that and it's not broken as it appeared to be. But we got everything replaced, happy, and if you got any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'd be glad to share whatever I can, and hope all your repairs go well. Aaron Hardesty for Hardesty Remodeling and Repair.